Welcome to this show. You're all members of Salesian College family for quite some time, and we are here in this studio, just brand new, and with our Mascom friends. So, in this occasion of interaction between the two campuses, let's begin with those who have been seniors, recalling your previous visit and this visit. What's your recollection of that day and today?
This is my second year coming to visit Sonada on this exchange program, and last year was really great for us because we came here after Sonada students had come down to Siliguri because of the strike that went on. So we were already quite well acquainted with each other. We had grown quite close with each other. We had study sessions and everything. So coming up here last year was an exercise in strengthening that bond even more. Getting to know each other more and talking to each other, finding out the differences in the way the students are, studying here compared to the way we do things down.
So you feel a connection has been created. Thank you, Lorden. And Sylvester, how do you feel this time, for the third time that you are probably welcoming students coming from the Siliguri campus? How does it feel like?
I would say it feels great to be seeing them again for the third time, and then really it was great because they are not new to us. We have been there for the past almost 2 months last year because of the strike, and then now when we recall back our past, there is like a bond of connection whereby we are not only excelling together in literary scope or literary field, but we are also getting to know each other, and it has become like a part of family whereby there is a competitive spirit, but above and over that competitive spirit there is also a family spirit whereby we get there is an urge to help one another in a way win-win, both wins. That's something great.
Okay, thank you, Sylvester. Agatha, taking this whole concept now that you are in the second year, when it comes to your person, in the last let's say 18 months or so, what actually you think has happened to you as a person?
As I shared in my experience in the stage upstairs, I have grown more confident in my speaking. I used to be very shy and like almost not approaching anyone even for a simple hi. But then over the last 18 months that I've spent in Salesian College with the guidance of my mentor, so Peter, and with the help of all my friends, I have become more accepting of the other person and all the while more confident to actually approach them, and not only for a simple hi, but for a lot of things that I would like to share and like to know of the other person. So
thank you, Agatha. Well, campuses are basically meant for academic excellence, academic activity. Looking at the academic life, Prishti, what would you say? And what has been your experience?
Father, actually, when I first came here, I was very excited, like all the other teenagers of my age. I was like, okay, I'm going to a new place, a new college, I'll meet new people, and the very idea of various other fun things related to the word college itself. And most importantly, I was very excited that I'll finally get rid of uniform. Then what happens is I come here, and then the first day of college, I see people wearing uniform and coming to college, and then I see people carrying handbooks like we used to do back in school, and then we have to write leave notes like we used to do back in school. So then I was like, it was disappointed, kind of disappointed. But then with time, actually, I started adjusting with everything because it was very new for me, like the weather, the food, people, language, everything was different. So it was hard for me. And then with time, I saw actually, like initially the things that I felt were not really good. I saw the good things in them. Like, for example, I can talk about uniform. I realized that uniform is actually a lifesaver, because otherwise every morning I would be sitting on my bed and I would be with my open trolley thinking about what am I going to wear to college today. So, and about this place, here we don't really have many places to go out and hang around. All we can do is after college we have to go back to our room. And then I saw the good side of it, and it is like I could spend more time with myself, self-analyzing and do my stuffs, like maybe listening to music and taking out my diary and writing down my stuffs. So like that. And then actually the experience which we have after when we like stay away from home, we are no more into that our comfort zone. We come out of that, and then we meet new people, we have new experiences. So with that, I feel that with the good and the bad, whatever has happened, I've grown as a person, and I've grown strong with every bad day I had. And this place has actually given me the best and worst of the days. I've seen the best days when I felt that I'm the luckiest, and the days when I actually cried myself to sleep. But then I thank everyone for giving me both good and bad, because the bad as well has made me grow strong as a person.
Thank you, Shruti. So I hear you saying that looking back at the 3 years or so, the growth has been in the ability that you developed to think through the experiences, to bring some critical mind to the humdrum aspect of life, as you said about uniform. Besides what you said, for example, in a campus which is diverse, it also equalizes in a way, in order to not standardize, but to allow space, as you said rightly, for creativity to emerge for each one. Discipline too plays in a way that role. So, Brother Roshaneka, so talking of discipline, and now you are a PG student, to what extent would you give credit to the rigor of, let's say, regimented life having brought you where you are?
As I see, Salesian College has stand up to its beliefs, and being part of discipline. I mean, as a human being, we require to, though from childhood we are taught about discipline and all, but there we are all controlled by our teachers or parents. But when you come to the college campus, we are let free, and it's our on the consciousness, our own morality, all our values that we have learned, and that Salesian College upholds, and we all practice in that. And so I think it's a wonderful thing.
Thank you. Ashwini, looking at, coming back to the whole point of the academics in a college campus, what would be the kind of activity that you engaged in the last couple of years, which comes spontaneously back to your mind as something from which I learned, or it changed me, or it challenged me, kind of thing?
Father, firstly, this place, Salesian College Sonada, has transformed me magically to what I am in third year than what I was in first year. I remember we had academically we had a quiz competition when I was in first year, so we won that competition. English department won that competition, so that is the thing that comes to my mind. And when I was in second year, I engaged in one more competition, that is the translation competition. I translated Sir Terence's poem, that is Nepali poem Chiabari ko Astitwa, into the bitter reality of tea garden, and thankfully I won that competition. So those two competitions are the thing that keeps on coming in my mind when I remember something of the activities and all.
Thank you. And of late, the interaction with the American scholars triggered something in you in terms of something that you're looking forward to for future. Could you share about that?
So it was a big dream for me of to do a master's in America. But then this year, in the beginning, group of American peoples came, actually professors. So they influenced us, and I was like, I want to go to America to do my master's. It was a weird thing that I said to my parents, and they were like, okay and all. But then last month, Father St. Paul called American scholar, Fulbright scholar, Mr. I think Joseph Millward, and he explained us the prospects of studying in America. So the more I was getting excited with the concept of studying in America. So I think I will try my best if I can.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a dream to pursue.
Yes,
coming back to Lauren, you are, one of those founding members of the PNRC Literary Society in Siliguri campus. Could you tell us something and how you think, even after you move away, because you are in final year now, how do you foresee this kind of a literary society creating its own bubbles or having its future in both these campuses?
And first, actually, if you look at the way information, knowledge is shared nowadays, you have amazing content all over the internet, and you just need to know where to look. And so you have these YouTube channels which have video essays that can range from a wide variety of topics, like talking about Batman and Superman as representation of structuralism, to you could talk about a song by Bob Dylan. So
or about student engagement, which this itself will go on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you have this amazing content, and all that's needed is just that spark that ignites the student or anyone's interest, and makes you want to go like, oh, this is something really interesting. I want to be a part of this. So when we came to college, we had this dream, this fantasy that we want to just sit down and talk to like-minded people, and we could talk about our favorite books, and in return someone would present a different outlook, a different view on it, and that would be amazing. That would be really beautiful.
So you see that happening in the literary
yes,
society?
Father.
Okay.
So we are trying to create that with the literary society. We are trying to give people a platform to express themselves.
What has been the kind of response? How many students have so far signed up?
We've had till now we've had 50 students.
That's pretty good.
50 students. We're just starting out actually.
Okay.
So we've 50 students, and one thing that we did notice was we conducted a poetry cafe in a college. That was the first time ever that we did something like that. So we were really worried about, is it going to be a success or is it going to be doomed in failure? So we started the cafe at the prescribed time, and we just have few people in the audience. Most of them are faculty members. So we were scared. I mean, like, this is dead. And frankly, I was quite angry because
at the poor response.
Yeah,
you
because
expected more to be alive to the whole idea.
The enthusiasm with which we organized that, we expected more. So we were quite angry and sad. But then, what we did was, the people who organized, we ourselves started going up, hoping that maybe someone will just walk by and that person will see us talking. So something like that, and we did that. We had just gone through 2 performances, just talking to the audience, when suddenly the doors opened and there's this huge flood of students from all over the college. And so we had like lots of students from education department, students from the Department of Geography, students from the Department of Mass Comm, and psychology, English department students, all coming together. And
so you think it's going to click?
We shared stories, we sang. So at the end, I asked these students, where did you come from? There was one guy, he said he was in the college grounds. Actually, he was just sitting there with his friends. Someone called him and said that something like this is happening. And he thought that I have always had this poem that he had written down. He had this poem that he had written down. So he heard that, there's something like this happening. So he thought, I got my chance. I'm going to go and just present it. And he did, and everyone loved it. And
thank you.
Small moments like those.
Yeah, thank you
That's
for that
what we are
story.
looking for.
Thank you for that story. Agatha, now you are looking at one more year ahead of you. Hearing from these seniors talking, what would be the one thing that you would really wish that you made it happen on campus?
I think I am in the Pinadze Literary Society, so like the only one thing that I hope to do is take it forward, what we have started, not let it, disappear like morning mist, but actually let it go on, like the sun shines every day. Keep it going on and inspire our juniors who are coming and look forward to, look upon us for inspirations.
Thank you, Akansha. Brishti, taking that same question back to you. In the remaining, let's say, the trimester, what do you think as a outgoing batch of students of, English department, what's the kind of legacy in terms of continuity that you could visualize as happening, or as being that as you or a couple of you together being able to set going?
Father, I don't really think that we have done much, because we have always been into that zone of coming to the class, sitting for the lectures, and then studying, and then writing exams, and that is the pattern we followed. We haven't we didn't actually have the courage, or maybe I don't know.
What about the whole Greek literature and the video that you are going to make?
Yeah, that is a
well,
new.
well,
That
well,
that,
well,
that
well,
is a new.
Well, that's
thing
going to
that-
be a legacy that you are going to leave
That is-
behind
that
as the
is
first
an-
batch that would create video protection of
Yeah, that is,
class notes, which
Yes,
all are
that
also looking for.
that is a new thing,
Yeah.
and
Could you
we-
say something about that to the others who do not know? what
Yeah,
it's
actually, in our Greek class, we are doing something like we have divided the class into different groups, and then we'll just talk about. We'll just present the Greek plays we have, and we'll just sit here and we'll do the video shoot and talk about it, so that the next upcoming batches, they come, and when I first I was about to choose between American and Greek literature. I was confused which one to take, but then, like Father said, that later on, when the other batches come, so they'll just watch the videos, and they'll have a clear idea what to do, what to take. If we are going to take Greek literature, then why? So that is the reason I think
least
that is
something,
that is
at least
going to be
something to
very
start with.
helpful
Yeah.
for them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sylvester, as a residential student here, with this tradition of Salesian College Sonada, having brothers interacting with day students, and now you are also coming into your final months. How do you think personally that this combination between a kind of the rigors of seminary, as Roshan earlier mentioned too, and the discipline, and the kind of a regular college campus environment, how has it influenced you, or affected you, or impacted you?
Okay. Honestly, first I would say that college is it's a campus where I get energized, because this is the field where I'm going to work after this year. So that's the field. So I believe that my seminary, though it's discipline, it's a theory world, and the college is a practical world, whereby I learned. And then now, coming to your question, you asked me about seminary and in comparison with college. So this recalls to my mind of William Blake's poetry, The Lamb and the Tiger. So he says that a combination of the characters in the tiger and in the lamb is a fundamental and is a basis for a wholesome development in character, in personality. So I compare my seminary life, which is religious, as a lamb, and tiger as a fierce, because I believe that college is here secular. It's a secular world where people are fighting for to get identity for the future tomorrow, for the family as well, and to become somebody. But when I compare to the seminary, it's a little bit contrary, because we are focusing on humility. And so there is this contrasting element gives me a mixture of synthesis, whereby the thesis is my seminary block, antithesis is this college, and the synthesis is this particular personality I am.
So the Hegelian philosophy is somewhere hitting the target.
And
Thank
secondly,
you.
this college, when I think about it, relating to my literature, I think over the years, I thought literature was something which we need to memorize it and put into papers. But over these years, in my final year this year, I realized that I think I need to study literature with my life. I need to get into the minds of get into the text, and then compare with my life, and then see how it works with my life and my society. And that's the way I should approach literature. And that, Father, your Texture of the Text by Raymond Panikkar was an asset that gave me an inspiration to this. So
Thank
I
you.
would like to,
So, Sylvester, I hear you saying that you having chosen your life vocation in terms of, so there's no identity crisis as such. You know where you want to go, and you mentioned about you're looking forward to the immediate future of engaging with campus like this, maybe in a school or another college campus, and a college campus to which students come looking for what they want to become, where they should be going. So I see your alignment, Tiger, in those terms. The security that comes to one who knows where one is moving, and the struggle of the one who is not yet sure where exactly I'm going to land, or how exactly I should be, whether I should be. Now, in the case, let's say, okay, Ashwini knows she would like to go to US campus, but still it's a struggle till she reaches there. So taking this back to Roshan, what would be your take on the postgraduate kind of study that you are doing in the Siliguri campus influencing you?
It offers a huge scope further, as we have given a lot of freedom, and it depends upon our initiative that we take. The more we take, the more learning we have, and so looking at the future, surely, MA, after that you go for a doctorate, and that would be another good opportunity for us to go deep in the literary field to understand all this experience, play, or the things, and to engage ourselves in colleges, schools, teaching the students, or doing.
And for now, it is text and text and text.
Yes.
Okay.
Text,
Okay.
right.
Good. Thank you for your sharing, and let's hope that this kind of interactive sessions are, let's say, a bit more planned, and that's what I've been discussing with Vedika and with Peter, the heads of departments on both the campuses. Because this is a very recent resource. So if you were to come and you only saw the auditorium and the veranda or the classrooms and the sunshine and went, and didn't utilize this kind of a resource which the mass comm department, thanks to the fathers and the department that set it up, Privat and Co, we would be failing our own responsibility. Me as, let's say, the head of the institution, or you as young, vibrant, thinking students. So I'm glad that this happened, and more of such even video conferencing kind of facility, something that you are doing there, of the poetry cafe, on Skype is shown out here, and for those interested, sit and watch here, or a poem from here is read and those who are there watch. This is the new world that you are referring to, So let's welcome our newer and younger generation, and we will have Agada with us for the next video shoot. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.